Welcome to the Pocket Check, an everyday carry podcast. I'm Kyler, your host, and if you're listening to this, it's probably because you love talking about knives and blade steels, grinds, handle materials, and all the other pocket jewelry that EDC heads love. You've probably even taken some pictures of your knives and posted them on Instagram. In this podcast, we're going to talk about knives, wallets, flashlights, fidgets, lanyard beads, and generally all things EDC, but also we're going to be talking about what's in my pockets. I'll probably even have some guests on telling me what's in their pockets. And we're just going to have a good time talking about this stuff that we love together. Today, I am carrying the Civivi Baby Banter designed by Ben Peterson. It's the Ivory G10 with the red blade in Nitro V. This knife is super fidgety. It's so much fun. It is so tiny. I could fit it in my hand and conceal it completely without looking weird. Like I'm trying to hide something. Not that I would want to hide it, but nevertheless, that gives you the size of it. That gives you how small a Baby Banter truly is. This is not the Wharncliffe that just came out recently. This is the original drop point design. I believe it's a drop point. Could be a spear point. But nevertheless, I love the grip on it. I love that because it's so small, they kind of cut into the blade material, the blade steel, to create a little finger, index finger rest where you can put your index finger instead of trying to fit it all on the Ivory G10 handle material. They kind of cut out just a little piece at the top of the handle and then a little piece at the bottom of the blade steel, and gives you a full handed grip on the knife. And then it's got some little serrations, not serrations, but little textured bit at the top where you can place your thumb. It's a super, super cool knife. Very snappy. It's a liner lock. So the handle material itself, nothing about that is locking the knife into place. And so it just looks pretty all the time. I've been trying to get a hold of this knife forever. Every time I see that it's come in stock on Blade HQ, it sells out immediately. And I was lucky enough to go to Blade Show, Texas. I got to meet Ben Peterson, and I bought this knife from his booth at NAFS. And he even signed the box for me. It's a really cool box. I am incredibly grateful to have gotten to talk with him and got to meet him. He's an incredibly nice guy. So Ben Peterson, if you're listening to this podcast, man, shout out to you. Thanks for signing my box. But anyway, that's what I'm carrying today. Now, aside from what's in my pockets today, I do want to share a story. I think it's an appropriate story to start off a knife podcast with. Call it a cautionary tale, if you will. We all love our sharp toys, but we have to remember that our sharp toys are, yes, sharp, but no, not toys. So let's begin. When I was in college, I had just started getting into EDC. I did have a few knives, and one of them was this beautiful Colt brand, slip joint. It had turquoise and malachite and obsidian laid into the handle. It was a gorgeous knife. I loved that knife. Unfortunately, one time I dropped it and all those beautiful stones popped out of it. So I don't have that knife anymore, unfortunately. Nevertheless, I was helping my then girlfriend, now wife, move into a new room at college, and me and my buddy were breaking down boxes for her. We both had, knives, and we were cutting them down and whatever, getting rid of the boxes. And at one point, I just turned to my friend and I just playfully, stabbed the air, near him. And he goes, "Kyler, don't do that." And so I playfully, do it one more time. And then he proceeds to hit me with a piece of cardboard that he had just cut. And in my infinite wisdom, I thought, oh, I'll parry the cardboard with my knife. So I stabbed upward, and I then didn't just hit the box. I definitely hit my friend, and he screamed an expletive, and that's when I knew that I had hurt him. I cut his finger pretty bad. He was bleeding a lot. He didn't have to go to the hospital. He didn't have to get stitches or anything. But yeah, point of this story, don't play with knives. They're not toys. Take pictures of them and post them on Instagram. Anyway, that's all for me today. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you like what you're hearing, go follow me on Instagram at RRP_EDC. I love taking photos of knives. I love talking about knives. So if you want to see more of that, go follow me there. And remember, always cut away from you.